Here's a network with 2 hidden layers, 4 layers total, weights connecting each one to the next. But if every layer just does a linear transformation, then W3 times W, 2 times W1 is still just another matrix W. All that depth for nothing. So how do we actually get depth to matter? Look at this. One cluster of blue points huddled together with red points scattered all around them. On the left, we try to draw a straight line between the two classes. But no matter how we rotate it, there's always points on the wrong side. Now, on the right, the same points, but with a smooth curve wrapping around the blue cluster. The separation is clean, and that's exactly what activation functions give us. A small nonlinear function f of f of z applied after each layer that lets the network learn these curve decision boundaries. Let's start with one of the classic choices, the hyperbolic tangent. Its formula maps any input to a value between -1 and +1 with a smooth S-shaped curve passing through the origin. That zero-centered output is actually a nice property. But here's the problem. Look at the derivative y. In the tails, it flattens to nearly zero. And when gradients are that small, they effectively vanish as they propagate backward through layers. This is the vanishing gradient problem. Now, ReLU takes a radically simpler approach. It just returns 0 for negative inputs, and the input itself for positive ones. Compare it with tanh, and the difference is striking. For positive values, the derivative is a constant one. No shrinking, no saturation. But there's a catch. If a neuron's input is always negative, it outputs 0 forever. It's dead. This is the dying ReLU problem. Now, let's see why this matters in practice. Here's what happens when gradients flow backward through 5 layers. With tanh, the gradient shrinks at every step until there's almost nothing left. The early layers barely learn. But with ReLU, the gradient stays constant. Each layer gets the same learning signal. This is exactly why ReLU became the default activation for hidden layers. So we use ReLU in the hidden layers. But the output layer needs something different. For binary classification, like is this a cat, we use sigmoid, which squashes the output to a probability between 0 and 1. For multi-class problems, we use softmax. It takes the raw scores and turns them into a probability distribution. Cat 70%, dog 20%, bird 10%. Each output is a probability, and they all sum to 1. And that's basically it. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment if you have any questions. See you in the next one. Bye bye.